Plateau State government declares 24-hour curfew in Mangu fresh unrest. Fire razes 34 GSM shops in Yobe, destroying goods worth 150 million naira. Federal Capital Territory activates Emergency Operations Center to tackle possible Lassa fever outbreak. On the foreign scene, Gaza's health ministry says 2 medical facilities under Israeli siege in Khan Yunis. Many thanks for joining us on the News Hour. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. We start in Plateau, where Governor Caleb Muftuang has imposed a 24-hour curfew on the Mangu local government area of the state, with immediate effect following the deteriorating security situation in the area. In a statement released to newsmen, a spokesperson for the governor, Gyang Bere, says the decision was taken after consultations with relevant security agencies to avoid the breakdown of law and order. The governor has lamented some people who are still determined to create an atmosphere of insecurity in the state despite the government's efforts to end activities of terrorist elements. He also sympathized with families of victims and the injured, assuring that the government will not relent in ensuring lasting peace in Plateau State. Let's speak to our reporter in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Ado Musa is standing by for us via phone. Ado, good evening. It's been a very busy day. Quite a lot of developments in Plateau State, but the latest we understand is in Mangu. What can you tell us about what more we've learned about the scale of the destruction, as well as the number of victims, as well as fatalities reported?
Well, we have different versions of how these incidents occur. We also have different versions of the number of the casualties. For example, the security agencies have yet to say anything with regard to the casualty figure, but they only confirmed to us that they have deployed security personnel in some of the affected areas to restore law and order. But residents in Mangu have also confirmed to us that they've lost a good number of people, even though they are yet to also ascertain the number of the people, because it is already night and people had already gone to other places before the incident started. So a good number of people were killed, both from the side of the herders and also the farmers.
Mm. And what are these 2 groups that are principally a part of the element to these developments in Plateau State? What are they both saying about what has happened so far, or what is still happening? Well,
the 2 groups are giving different versions, like I said it earlier. For example, the Fulani herders are saying that the whole thing started when a group of gonmen stormed their area to roasted their cattle. So in an attempt to reclaim the roasted cattle, that was how the incident occurred. But another version, particularly from the Magavu side, is saying that no, 2 persons who were on motorcycle were attacked and then one got killed. So that was how the incident started. There are different versions of how the incident occurred.
Right, and looking at the security tensions in Plateau State over the past couple of months, what was the security situation like, especially in those volatile areas, in light of the Christmas Eve attacks that led to the killing of over 100 people? What was the security situation like in Mangu before this new attacks or unrest?
Well, before this new attack, Mangu was very, very peaceful. Because if you could recall, there was an operation that was launched some months ago, which is called Operation Hakorin Damaturu 4. So Mangu was very, very peaceful before the recent incident. If not for the problem that the people of Bokos and Barik Ladi experienced in recent times, Mangu was very, very peaceful until now, or rather yesterday, when this problem started.
Right, and what are we hearing from the ground now about the current situation in Mangu?
Well, from the security side, they keep saying that they have enough security personnel who have been deployed to restore law and order. But the residents are also complaining that these security personnel that the security agencies keep saying that they have deployed a lot of security personnel. They don't see the security personnel in most of their areas. In fact, many of them are living in fear because of the fear of the unknown. So they have been calling on security agencies to please deploy security agencies or rather security personnel to these communities, because according to them, there are no enough security personnel that will tackle the problem that is in Mongo at the moment. Because the fact that there is a little bit peaceful or peace at the moment, there is still that tension in some of the affected communities.
Right, Ado, we're going to have to leave it here for now. Thank you for the update and for the reporting. We're still going to stay with developments in Plateau. Joining us now virtually is the Commissioner for Information and Communication, Plateau State, Musa Ashoms. Honorable Commissioner, thank you very much for joining us on the News Hour. Give us a sense of what the Plateau State government is making of this fresh unrest in, I believe, the hometown of Governor Caleb Mutfwang, because we understand that this is not necessarily uncommon, the recent attacks that has been reported so far. So, Honorable Commissioner, your reaction to this development? The curfew is in place, but the damage has been done, and we are getting reports and feelers of casualties as well as properties being destroyed, and once again, the peace, the fragile peace in Mangu has been destabilized.
As a government, we're not happy with what is happening or what has happened. We empathize with families that are affected by this man-made disaster, and we will want a situation whereby people will be arrested so that commensurate punishment will be meted on them or to them. Once that is done, you'll not be having these issues day in, day out. There are a lot of things that are happening on the plateau, but assailants, people who do not like peace and peaceful coexistence, always have a field day. They go to villages to perpetrate evil, and now they are going to Mangu. Mangu is the home local government of His Excellency, not his hometown. And it's quite unfortunate that whatever happens on the plateau, wherever it is, it's excruciatingly painful to us as a people and as a government, not minding whose town it is. So as a government, we are hoping and praying that these kind of security challenges will be overcome. And at the end of the day, our people will go about their businesses without fear of molestation, fear of intimidation, or even their lives or livelihood being taken away from them. It's quite unfortunate that we wake up to these bad scenarios and scenes day in, day out, year in, year out. Even places that were known for peace have now become target communities by these assailants or these lovers of, what do you call it, of pogrom or whatever name you want to call it. It's quite unfortunate, and we hope that security agencies are going to arrest the perpetrators of this evil and met the punishment that they deserve, so that it will serve as a deterrent to upcoming gangsters and rascals.
Right. Does this fresh attack signpost the lack of capacity or the gaps that exist within the security architecture, especially in Plateau State? I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, the entire nation has been talking about what was, one of the most horrific attacks of the past year regarding the Christmas Eve attacks in parts of Barikin Ladi and Bokos. I mean, just a few weeks after, we're having more of these targeted killings as well as these unrest in Mangu. How do you explain that for people who say, despite all the promises, the pledges, the deployments of security personnel, more of these attacks are being recorded on a weekly basis?
If you check very well, Nigeria is facing insecurity challenges from left, right, and center. there's a need for synergy within the states around Plateau. And of course, that is why it has escalated to the FCT, where you find residents in their estates being kidnapped by these daredevil gangsters. It is expedient that we have some level of synergization with states across. And people shouldn't just take arms against the state and face innocent persons and kill them and get away with it. Once that is not nipped in the bud, we'll continue to have this. It's like sometimes the security apparatus get overwhelmed by these daredevils. And like I always say, if they are not arrested, they will regroup. They will re-strategize and see that they make the state ungovernable and they see that they make Nigeria ungovernable. The best thing to do is to arrest them, arrest their sponsors, arrest whoever has a link with this carnage, because there must be someone somewhere sponsoring this pogrom for it to have festered this long. And maybe there's a need for the security to do an in-house clearance too. People join the army, people join the police, people join security agencies and other security bodies for religious purposes, for tribal purposes. A lot of people need to be checked before they join these jobs, because these jobs are supposed to be for the protection of lives and properties of Nigerians, is for the protection and suppression of insurrection. But it's quite appalling that year in, year out, we keep talking about these things. Even when we were young people, we were talking about killings in villages. Today, we have grown and we're still talking about these things. Shouldn't we be talking about development too as a nation?
Right.
Are we not tired of talking about people coming to kill day in, day out? Is it that every government must talk about this thing? So it's quite appalling, it's quite disheartening. Is something that must be nipped in the bud, so that the governments that will come afterwards or our children will not be talking about these issues anymore. Because you don't even know what the problem is for you to say, okay, you want to judge or instead of war with your opponents. They just come and before you know, they will leave tears, sorrow, and blood. And it's quite unfortunate and it's appalling. And I think we need to wake up from our slumber. We need to re-strategize. We need to redouble our efforts, because it has shown that these people are not even scared of the key state players. They're not scared of the securities. But something has happened. On the plateau, in the past, there were no aerial surveillance to curtail this act. But today, the Nigerian police had their choppers, their helicopter going around, and it was one of the things that suppressed the Mangu carnage. It didn't escalate to a level, and we're hoping that it will be sustained that way, so that our people will not be living in their homes with fear of being killed in the wake of in the dawn of the night.
Okay. You just re-echoed what the governor of Plateau State said on a different platform on Trust TV just over a week ago about the infiltration of the security ranks by people who have ulterior motives other than to protect lives and property. I'd like to, get a sense of whether this is something the state government is pushing to further spotlight some of the issues that are perhaps undermining some of the security efforts to bring about law and order in the plateau, but also to just get a sense of the scale of this destruction. Our reporting is indicating that some casualties have been recorded and significant damage has been done to some properties. I believe we have some of the videos here from Mangu. What can you tell us about what the government can confirm about the scale of the destruction in this recent attack?
People have lost their homes. Worship centers have been touched down. But we thank God that it didn't escalate to a level that will be gnashing our teeth at this moment. But we thank God that security operatives have stood up to the challenge, and the number is not as bad as we expect. But for us as a people, once a property is damaged, the plateau, it gives us goosebumps. It takes us to a point which we do not like. Our dream and our aspiration is to develop plateau. And when you have people coming to destroy people's homes, people's means of livelihood, it's disheartening. And as a government, we wouldn't want that to happen. People have been taken to hospitals, people are taking treatments in different centers. People who have coexisted before will now be having this kind of experience. I think that is bad, it's uncalled for. We can live and let live. When we live harmoniously, we're going to harvest better relationship, we're going to harvest better development. You will see a situation where people are losing their eyes, people are getting injured, breadwinners are being stabbed, and that is uncalled for. You don't need to go that way. That is a wrong route to take. We've coexisted as people. There's no need for us to begin to hurt ourselves. I don't know why people are happy and spilling blood. That is unkind. That is unlike us. So we want to call on these assailants, on these people who are comfortable with what is happening, to do a rethink. And again, I want to call on religious leaders, teachers, clergies, parents, to tell their wards and children and people in their community, kings, traditional rulers, to begin to have a new orientation, to begin to look at things from a better perspective, from a bigger picture, instead of this issue of killing people for no just reason. There's no even reason for people to be killed. People will naturally die when their time is up. So allow people to die. The Creator didn't create them for somebody to just come and say he wants to take them away. We as a state, we accommodate people. We do not discriminate. We are a state that loves a lot of everyone. We are for all and sundry. We do not discriminate. That is why you can see that our state has always been peaceful, but except for these people that come from, and we don't know where. So we want the security agencies to unearth this and punish these people so that we cannot continue with this evil cycle.
Okay. We're going to have to leave it here for now. Commissioner, thank you most kindly for joining us on the News Hour and for the update. I'm sure we'll hear more in the hours and days to come about some of these developments, and hopefully the security will get on top of the situation and put it under control. Thank you most kindly for your time.
Thank you. Moving on to others.
Right, moving on to other security developments now. This past weekend, terrorists attacked Tashar Nagulle village in a community of Basari local government area in Katsina State, abducting over 30 residents, including women and children. The terrorists surrounded Tashar Nagulle village while carrying out their attack for over an hour without any security pushback, which arrived much later. Basari local government area is one of the areas witnessing the resurgence of bandits in Katsina State in recent times. Trust TV's Abdullahi Ahmadi provides an update.
Well, at the moment, the bandits are demanding the sum of 60 million naira from the villagers to enable them secure the release of their loved ones. In a telephone chat with one of the residents of Tashar Nagulle, who pleaded anonymity, said the abductees are pleading with them to, as a matter of urgency, mobilize the money to pay the 60 million naira for them to be released. Because at the moment they are being traumatized, they are being humiliated day and night. However, the villagers are also saying that they don't have anywhere to source that kind of money to pay the ransom. And of course, they have resorted to serious prayers for them to be able to get the release of their loved ones. Among the abductees are 10 students of Government Day Junior Secondary School in Ruma, out of which we were able to get the names of only 5, which include Mariam Umar, JS1 student, Halima Yakubu, JS1 student, Asia Umar, JS3 students, Aliu Habibu, JS3 students, and of course Abubakar Ishaq, JS1 students. The villagers are saying that they are appealing to the government to support and assist them for them to be able to secure the release of their loved ones, because when the bandits called this evening, they put the abductees on speakerphone where they were crying seriously, showing that they are being traumatized. And of course, part of those that were abducted, 4 infants, 8 women, and 6 children. The villagers also told Trust TV that 6 of the abductees were set free after the bandits dispossessed them of all their belongings, including their telephones and, of course, their monies. And they asked them to come back to Tashar Nagulle and inform their parents to quickly mobilize the money for them to be able to secure the release of the remaining abductees. So this is the situation at the moment, and the Tashar Nagulle residents are appealing to all well-meaning Nigerians to assist them at this trying time.
Abdullahi Ahmadi, they are providing us with an update on the weekend attack by bandits in Nagulle area of Katsina, where over 30 residents were recently kidnapped by the bandits. In other news, as part of an effort to stem the tide of crime, the Taraba state government has announced a ban on motorcycles in Jalingo, the state capital, restricting the use of tricycles across the state. The ban in the use of motorcycles and restriction of movement of tricycles is between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. Now, this is contained in a press statement issued from the office of the Secretary to the state government. The statement says defaulters will be arrested and tried by a mobile court and their motorcycles confiscated and destroyed. Now, the measure, according to the Taraba state government, follows the sudden spike in the activities of criminals in Jalingo, the state capital. The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 14, AIG Yahya Sahabo, says the Nigerian Police Force is set to establish a special intervention squad that will enhance the capacity of the Nigerian police to address the prevailing security challenges in Kaduna and environs. Here's Bello Musa with more on the story.
The recent renewed attacks by bandits on communities in Kaduna has assumed a worrisome dimension, not only to security agencies, but everyone as it affects all in the state. The AIG said during the visit that securing Kaduna state is key within the zone and beyond.
Kaduna state happens to be the center of gravity in the northern Nigeria for obvious reasons. It's also very, very close to the FCT, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Now, the proximity of the city and the state to the FCT makes it very, very strategic. And that it is our responsibility to make sure that Kaduna is safe and secure, just so as to make the FCT safe and secure. A safer Kaduna means a safer FCT.
According to AIG Yahya, the Nigerian police force led by Kayode Egbetokun is putting in place strategic measures to protect lives and properties in the country.
And I want to assure you that the IGP is doing everything he can to ensure that security is being restored along these places. You are all aware that a special intervention squad was just launched last week Thursday in Abuja. The FCT command, where the Inspector General of Police have launched this squad. This squad is a specialized and tactical squad that is properly and fully trained and equipped to deal with the emerging security threats in the country, particularly the type that exists in Kaduna State. And I want to assure you that that squad is going to be deployed in Kaduna State very soon.
Earlier, in his address, the Commissioner of Police Kaduna State Command, Ali Audi, said in the last 1 month, the police have apprehended various criminals in the command and helped reduce security challenges in the state.
Our push forward towards eliminating these criminal elements in the state will not stop until peace returns to our communities, to whom we owe this constitutional responsibility. I am confident that through constructive discussion, we will enhance our operational efficiency and collectively contribute to the safety and well-being of the residents of Kaduna State.
He assured that the Nigerian police force will not rest until all forms of armed banditry, kidnapping, and cattle rustling come to an end. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Now, a fire outbreak on Tuesday morning engulfed 34 shops at the GSM market in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital, destroying goods worth over 150 million naira. The incident reportedly happened at Abashawa Ward around 4 a.m. before it was controlled by firefighters. The state chairman of the GSM Market and Parts, Malami Ali, who confirmed the incident, says the cause of the fire remains unknown as the shop where the fire started has no electrical connection. The chairman of the Harmonized Traders Association in Damaturu local government area, Ali Sharif, says the fire spread to other shops as a result of a faulty firefighter truck. Now, the Public Relations Officer of the Yobe State Police Command, DSP Dungus Abdul Karim, in a statement confirmed that over 30 shops were completely razed, adding that no life was lost and no one reported any injury. To politics, the 16 ousted Plateau PDP lawmakers of the State Assembly have forcefully entered the old government house on Tuesday, the scheduled venue for parliamentary proceedings. Despite a court order, or rather court verdict from the appeal court nullifying their elections, citing a lack of party structure as grounds for their disqualification, the sacked PDP lawmakers pushed on in an effort to reclaim their seats. Ado Musa tells us more.
Accompanied by Pavan supporters, the SAC lawmakers insisted on entering the plenary venue. Although initially barred, they were eventually granted access, having concluded today's sitting before entering. Addressing journalists post-plenary, Speaker Gabriel Dawen explained the position of the House over the unfolding event.
Well, for now, I'm not a law interpreter. As you know, we are lawmakers. But I'm in receipt of a court process that is in place. So for now, there's nothing as an assembly we can say, because as law-abiding lawmakers, we allow the institutions saddled with responsibility of interpretation of the law to interpret the law. So at due cost, we will feed the public with the next line of action. But for now, we have 8 House of Assembly members who are in place until the determination of the court process.
Spokesperson Isha Kumaren also conveyed the position of the 16 SAC PDP lawmakers.
We are satisfied and convinced with the position of the Right Honorable Speaker. As you are aware, we are law-abiding citizens of this country and this state. And we are lawmakers, we are not supposed to be lawbreakers. And as you can see, we coordinate ourselves. We are harmonious in our approach, and we are cordial. And by that, we agree absolutely with the position of the leadership of the Plateau State House of Assembly, and we abide by that.
Trust TV reported the absence of any of the 16 APC lawmakers at the plenary, with the House taking a clear stance in the political battle. The state residents await the court's interpretation of the status of both the embattled APC and PDP lawmakers.
Elsewhere, the Ogun State House of Assembly has impeached its Speaker, Olakunle Oluomo. This development, which transpired on Tuesday morning, unfolded through a simple majority decision within the State Assembly. The member representing Odeda constituency has stepped in to the role as Speaker, effectively replacing Oluomo. The Assembly complex reportedly descended into chaos, with tensions escalating to the point of tear gas being deployed to disperse the agitated crowd. Now, the removal of Oluomo as Speaker signifies a significant shake-up in the political landscape in Ogun State.
We are law-abiding legislators, and that is why you have not seen violence all this while. We have our rules and orders in the House, and it gives us, both the standing order and the Constitution gives us the right to elect our Speaker. The Speaker is not in any way higher than members. He's just a first among equal. And whoever the members says is their Speaker is their Speaker. And that is what was demonstrated this afternoon. We just want to pass it to the whole world that there has been a change in the leadership of this honorable House. And at least 18 out of 26 members have unanimously signed, supported, and picked me to be their new Speaker. I am not their boss. I am only the one that will speak for them to guide their interest, protect their interest.
It has no correlation. You can see what we have achieved today. Both members of the ruling party and opposition came together to rescue the state. So the entire members of opposition fully participated in this change of leadership, and we take full responsibility of the whole thing as it unfolded.
Now, ahead of the February National State Assembly's by-elections, the security of the electoral process has been re-echoed and guaranteed by the National Security Advisor and Inspector General of Police during a roundtable interaction with the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission and members of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. Noel Sampson was there and now reports.
The INEC chairman, who highlighted the importance of the by-elections, enjoined security agencies to ensure that adequate security measures are put in place to guarantee a free, fair and acceptable poll. Also hinted on the Commission's preparation for the off-cycle elections coming up this year in Edo and Odo states.
Your task as members of the XS is to ensure security for the elections. For this reason, the Commission has already provided to the Nigerian Police Force, and in particular the Inspector General of Police, the full information on the locations where the elections will be held, broken down by states, local government areas, registration areas or wards, and polling units. Arising from the reports we received from the states, concerns have been expressed about the impact of the prevailing insecurity in some states on the conduct of the elections, made worse by incendiary statements by some political actors. We'll present such concerns and reports to this meeting for appropriate security response. The Commission has also released the timetable and schedule of activities for the 2 off-cycle governorship elections in Edo State, scheduled for 21st September 2024, and Ondo State, holding on 16th November 2024.
The representative of the National Security Advisor and the IG of Police restated their commitment to provide a conducive environment for the elections.
The Office of the National Security Advisor and security agencies, under the platform of ISIS, will sustain collaboration with INEC to ensure that elections are conducted in a secure and peaceful environment.
As a lead agency in the election management, will be providing security alongside with other security agencies for this election. We are aware of the challenges associated with the conduct of isolated elections, and I want to assure Nigerians that we are on top of the situation.
The by-elections will be held on Saturday, 3rd February 2024 across 9 states of the Federation, covering 2 senatorial districts, 4 federal constituencies and 3 state constituencies. Noel Sampson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
This is the news hour on Trust TV. Still to come. Disgruntled electricity consumers decry poor supply and expensive estimated bills. More on this and many other stories up ahead after the break. Welcome back to the news. Let's take another look at the top stories. Plateau State government declares 24-hour curfew in Mungu after fresh attacks. Fire razes 34 GSM shops in Yobe, destroying goods over 150 million naira. Now, the ongoing industrial action in Abuja area councils has continued due to the non-implementation of a 40% allowance, pension deductions, statutory deductions, and other rights and privileges of workers as outlined by the National Union of Local Government Employees in the Federal Capital Territory. Representatives of the union in Buhari Area Council have expressed their continued pursuit in an effort to address their concerns. However, they say they have faced deadlocked negotiations, and the union says it has been compelled to take drastic steps by initiating the strike action.
We have exhausted every possible means at pressing home our demands to the authorities, but to no avail. So we are left with no option than to resort to this strike action in order to press home our very sensitive demands, which include no implementation of 40% peculiar allowance, 35,000 naira wage award, other rights and privileges, including adjusted cohens and cohems, as approved by the federal government.
Now, in a significant move to support resettled displaced persons, the Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, has allocated 500 housing estates in Lugumani community of Ngala local government area. The returnees not only received housing, but also essential livelihood packages, including bags of rice, maize, bowls, wrappers, with men receiving a cash grant of 50,000 naira and the women receiving 20,000 naira, among other items.
They are trying to address the root causes of the insurgency, which is reducing poverty. People who are living in the IDP are living in the IDP camp for about a decade, depending on handouts from governmental and non-governmental organizations. And this is not sustainable. Today we have seen a sustainable solution, which is resettlement of people back to their communities in a dignified manner.
Now, with dwindling power supply in Nigeria, electricity consumers in Benue State are decrying the soaring estimated bills for minimal power supply, which is further compounding the energy crisis for many households. Despite the introduction of prepaid meters, the overwhelming poor coverage for distribution means millions of households are still on the outdated estimated billing system, which is fast becoming unpopular. Jimmy Azande has more.
Across the length and breadth of Makurdi, residents tell tales of insufficient power distribution in some areas, the breakdown of transformers and other power infrastructure in other areas. Despite this, one thing is consistent: the distribution of estimated billing on a monthly basis to customers, irrespective of the power consumed.
I don't think the government is doing the citizen a favor. They should provide prepaid meters to each and every consumer so that those people consuming will know that yes, they are consuming or they are paying for what they are consuming instead of estimating.
The government is not being sincere with the people of Benue State, especially with people who are not consumers. The company itself is not being prepared to give people a better life, because to me, I see the prepaid meter is better to use than the non-prepaid meter.
They urge the federal government to implement compulsory metering of houses and improve the power infrastructure in the country to address some of the anomalies. This, they say, will enhance effective utilization and reduce complaints arising from electricity supply.
Where houses are being metered, it controls the rate of electricity a lot, and they can also make their money. Where it's not metered, I think much time will be given to the energy what do they call it, Discord, whatever they call it, that they should be able to meter all the houses. I can tell you that in my house I receive a lot of bills, 40, 30, and so on, which I don't consume that amount of energy. That is ridiculous.
The Jos Electricity Distribution Company highlights some of the challenges faced by the company in metering customers.
Part of the challenges is customer education, illiteracy. People does not know the importance of these meters, so they always look for shortcuts. The major challenges we have is people trying to cut corners. Issue of bypass. You see where customer on their own will want to get these meters destroyed so that they can have free energy, and they can involve themselves in energy theft.
Makurdi residents say the government should execute policies that will enhance smooth power distribution and consumption by Nigerians. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Now, the plan to move a multi-million-naira project for refurbishing of airport rescue and firefighting vehicles from the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua International Airport to Lagos is generating ripples in Katsina. In a letter addressed to the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, the company handling the project is seeking permission to relocate the project, which has sparked debate in Katsina State. Abdullahi Himadi captured the views.
The letter, signed by the Managing Director of Satel Communications Limited, Major George Elder, outlined reasons for their proposal to move the project outside Katsina to some locations in southern Nigeria or Abuja. Parts of the reasons advanced by the company include logistical challenges of transporting some of the heavy-duty equipment to Katsina. Other reasons are the need for intensive training of hundreds of skilled laborers and the strategic importance of fostering independence from foreign suppliers for future vehicle assembly and manufacturing. The company equally claimed economic viability and synergies that will result in integrating vehicles of the Federal Fire Service, pickup vans and trucks of government agencies as well as private sector vehicles into the project, which may be difficult in Katsina as some of the reasons. The firm also cited the ease of exports to other ECOWAS member states from the manufacturing plant in the south than Katsina, and suggested that the Katsina proposed project could be utilized for manufacturing agricultural implements. The project was awarded to Satel Communications Limited in December 2022 to supply machinery and tools and provide training for the refurbishing and assembling of airport rescue and firefighting vehicles in Katsina. However, some civil society organizations in Katsina kicked against the planned relocation of the project, calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to stop the proposed relocation of the project.
Hence, these organizations consider the harmful and regressive action of relocating this vital project from Katsina to other part of the country by the minister on a flimsy reason as an attempt to shortchange the good people of Katsina State who massively voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC during the 2023 general elections. At least, we the people of Katsina State deserve reward, not punishment from this minister.
Why should it be transferred to another state or to somewhere else? So I'm appealing to even the governor of Katsina State to please see to this.
The CSOs and other right groups also urged the Tinubu-led federal government to let the project be in Katsina as earlier proposed by the previous administration. Many residents are worried and apprehensive that the absence of the firefighting equipment may hinder smooth air operations at the Katsina airport, including the 2024 Hajj operation, and this is coming amidst tension over directives given to the Federal Airport Authority to relocate to Lagos. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Time now to join Yusuf Akogu for today's latest in business.
Welcome to Business News. I am Yusuf Akogu. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has revealed that the average price of a 5 kg cooking gas rose from 4,828 in November to 4,962 in December 2023. The report, which was contained in the NBS Cooking Gas Price Watch for December, released on Monday in Abuja, showed that the figure represents a 2.79% increase. On a year-on-year basis, there was an increase of 8.70% when compared to the previous month of November. The state profile analysis revealed that Adamawa State had the highest average price for 5 kg cooking gas at 5,700, followed by Jigawa at 5,680 and Lagos State at 5,670. Nigeria's interbank core rate at which banks lend and borrow money from each other on a short-term basis has jumped to its highest level since 2018. The CBN in its morning market data revealed that interbank core rate jumped to 19.39% in November 2023, which is the highest since February 2018, when it was at 26.19%. The average core rate of 19.5% is the highest lending rate by banks to real sector. The rate that opened in January 2023 at 10.35% hit its second highest peak at 15.8% in April 2023. The interbank call money rate is primarily determined by demand and supply of funds in the interbank market and is used as a benchmark rate for other short-term lending rates. The Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited's $3.3 billion crude for cash loan from the Africa Import and Export Bank has sparked debate and raised questions about its long-term implications for the nation's economy. An energy expert and co-founder CEO at Dare Hills, Kevin Emmanuel, said this forward sales agreement that is akin to the financialization of the future oil and gas asset is an anomaly that the National Assembly should fight with all rigor. According to him, it is a lazy approach to getting dollars to improve balance of payment position. NNPC secured a $3.3 billion emergency crude payment loan to support the Naira and stabilize the forex market in August last year. Now, let's see prices of some selected food commodities for today. Now to the forex market. Instability continues as major currencies of the world record gains against the Naira. Let's see today's numbers. The stock market for today, bullish sentiment is sustained this Tuesday on NGX trading floor. In an impressive run, Dangote cement market capitalization hit 10 trillion naira mark. Many quoted companies also turn out impressive numbers. Let's see how it went down today at the NGX trading floor. Of course, Seplat, all these bellwether companies doing so great today on the floor. Seplat recording a remarkable gain of 10%, followed by Buan Cement, and of course Dangote Cement. All these companies are the ones that actually control whatever in whatever direction the market actually move on any given day. Of course, all of them doing so very well today as well, and that has moved the index to 2.98%, almost 3%, and of course the market cap is almost hitting 100,000 basis points. Probably we may actually get that before the end of the week. If this kind of drive continue. Of course, the volume of trade there, a very huge number there, you will also say. Let's look at some of the top trading equities for the day. We have Transcorp doing 76.546 million volume of shares. Sterling Bank also 72.310 million there. And of course, UBA, United Bank for Africa, 52.587 million volume of shares is traded. Let's look at some of the losers that we have on this day. Of course, PZ may have become, of course, John Holt, or ended up on the losing table today. These are the highlights of the stock market as it went down on the trading floor of NGX this Tuesday. Let's look at the stock market from the rest of the world. And finally, in business, crude oil prices fall on Tuesday, handing back some of the previous day's gains as traders weigh rising crude supply in Libya and Norway against simmering geopolitical tension in several regions and production outage in the United States. At the London market, Brent crude sells for $79 per barrel. For the OPEC basket, price dropped to $79 per barrel. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akogu.
All right, let's take a look at developments on the international scene. The Israeli army has led a siege on 2 medical facilities in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip, according to the Palestinian health authorities on Tuesday. The Israeli occupation places Nasser Medical Complex and Al Amal Hospital in Kanyunis in extreme danger, according to Health Ministry spokesperson who made the statement to pressmen. He called for protection of innocent people, patients, and medical staff at the two facilities and facilitating ambulance dispatches to them. The Palestinian Red Crescent Society says early Tuesday that its headquarters near Al Amal Hospital came under Israeli fire, resulting in injuries among displaced persons.
Nigeria's Queens of the Rings, Elizabeth Oshoba, has brought smiles to the face of Nigerians after knocking out Michelle Braga, an Italian, in round 8 in the World Boxing Council WBC Silver Featherweight Championship in Copenhagen, Denmark. The victory is a testament to her hard work and determination, solidifying her status as a top contender in world boxing. Elizabeth has 2 belts at present, having won the International Boxing Organization in Swindon, United Kingdom, against Martina Rehi. Oshoba's journey from amateur boxer to a world champion is a story of resilience, skill, and determination. After her success in amateur boxing, Oshoba transitioned to professional boxing, demonstrating exceptional skills and dedication, which led to a series of victories, establishing her as a formidable boxer. Her success serves as an inspiration to many athletes, especially young female athletes in Nigeria and across Africa. A significant milestone in her amateur career was the 2022 Commonwealth Games, where she won the silver medal while representing Nigeria in the featherweight division. With her historic win, Oshoba's future in boxing looks promising as she continues to train and aim for higher goals, including the main World Boxing Council belt. Elizabeth Oshoba's team will be in Nigeria in February to present our belt to the Nigerian government. And still in sport, the Federal Ministry of Sport Development has finalized arrangements for the camping of athletes to intensify preparations ahead of the 13th African Games in Ghana. Athletes are expected to resume camp on the 5th February 2024 in Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Bayelsa. A total number of 23 sports will feature at the 13th African Games scheduled to hold in Ghana from 8th to 23rd March, according to the Federal Ministry of Sport. The sports include athletics, badminton, cycling, swimming, table tennis, triathlon, and wrestling. Others are arm wrestling, basketball, beach volleyball, boxing, chess, cricket, football, handball, hockey, judo, karate, rugby, taekwondo, volleyball, and weightlifting. Nigeria will also be attending the African Games with 3 demonstration sports, namely mixed martial art, Scrabble, and Tekball. On a lighter note, Trust TV has been presented with an award of excellence as the best TV station on grassroots sport promotion. Presenting the award to Trust TV during her flagship sports program, 360 Sport, on Tuesday, the president of the National Association of Ibira Student NAES, Peter Omeza, said the association has carefully followed how the station has been promoting grassroots sport as well as sport development in general, adding that it was on that basis that the association honored Trust TV with the award.
From the National Association of Kogi State Students, all the way from Kogi State, the Award of Excellence to be presented to Trust TV Abuja as Best TV Station on Grassroots Sports Promotion.
Trust TV will continue to promote grassroots sports to create more awareness on development of sports in Nigeria. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajijafe.
And on that note, we wrap up our bulletin for tonight. Thank you most kindly for joining us. As always, we encourage you to follow us across our social media platforms to catch up with more of our contents. Do check out our website, trusttv.com, for the latest news. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. For myself and the rest of the team, thank you for watching the news, and good night.